treat you good.
Our sound is best described as funk soultronic, rock soultronic. Donnie being from Detroit, obviously Motown's a huge influence, but also there's a lot of rock and roll elements in there, and a lot of soul. So, it represents a hybrid and kind of a progressive way of presenting soul music, as if a spaceship crashed to Earth from the 70s.
We ended up on a gig together down in Hermosa Beach, and it was one of those gigs where it was a little stuffy in the room, and we kind of were off to the side, and we said, oh, you like that record? I like that record. Oh, you like that record? I like that record. Right. We should get together. Just, not even to write or to do anything, but just have a glass of scotch, hang out. Right. And we had a glass of scotch, and next thing you know, we're like writing a song together. Wrote our first song, that If I Said, the ballad from the record, and long story short, then we said, well, why don't we demo that song? Let's go to the studio and demo that song. Wow, that's a really cool song. Maybe we should just write another song. Wow, that was Belong. Let's demo that. Wow, that's really cool. Right. And then, I would go on the road, Rhett would go on the road, and, we'd kind of FedEx stuff back and forth. And before we knew it, a couple of years, we had Escape from Detroit, and we thought, wow, this is really fun. Why don't we just do this? Yeah. And so we just stopped doing sideman gigs, and now it's Rhett Frazier Inc. Or Die, and Escape from Detroit. Right.
For the most part, it can start with an acoustic song, that I mess around on the guitar quite a bit, and I have like an old soul, literally, and that's my background too. Like I like old soul, so I'll start messing around with the melody. It can kind of gestate that way, or Donnie being kind of a connoisseur of not only Motown but jazz. He's usually got a rhythmic idea that turns into a sample that he makes in the laboratory over at Inc Studios, and we just start messing with it, and then whatever shape that the song takes, because we've been in LA for a while, we have other resources to draw from. I mean, we know great session guitar players, great keyboard players, so it's kind of evolved into this quasi Steely Dan approach where we go, okay, this song, we need this guy, he's perfect for this sort of thing. And though we both kind of play, we're both multi-instrumentalists, we get to a point where we hear a specific collaborator of ours, and we'll bring them in and either play gigs with them or not. So
one of our bonds together as friends, first and foremost, is that we don't want to make like a classic record that's kind of been done. Not to saying that we're the best thing ever, but we're constantly shooting just for something that's different. And different to some people might be bad, but
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with just our instincts. I think just the history of the band. I mean, it formed because I called him Incorporated, because he knew how to make money in town. He had kind of more pop sensibilities than I did, and I was kind of the esoteric, weird, soul singer kind of guy. So for me, I've always been comfortable with being obscure. I mean, in fact, I thought that's just how it was going to go, and I could be free to work on my poems, and if they got set to music, that would be cool. Again, we're naive enough to think that being able to encompass, 80s era kind of like electro funk synths with a 4 on the floor rock and roll track is something that people are hungry for. So if they embrace it, that's cool. Is it rock? Is it R&B? It's probably a whole hell of a lot more soul than it is rock. But we'll leave it for other people to sort out.
I like that. I think that's good. I was gonna say the same thing. Just soul. Like when any other artist comes out, there was no classification for Sly and the Family Stone. Right.
So created it.
Yeah, so I mean, this is our niche, and hopefully if people dig it, then it makes radio. Right. And if it doesn't, and people want to come see our live shows, that's great. That's even cooler in a way. But we both like the brown liquor.
We battle. He's a blended dude, and I'm a single malt guy. So
So now our fans know what to get you if they come this, right?
Yeah. Glenn Farkless, RhettFrazierInc.com. Glenn Morangi, McAllen, and for him,
Johnny Walker Black. Dewar's 12 blended. Dewar's signature. That's a nice one.
He likes scotch so much that I have to take a break from it and go on a tequila bender. Just to be able to hang out with him, after a while. So
we
it's a real man's drink.
Well, when there's a Frazier Grindler holiday hang, there's a few empty glass bottles there afterwards.
Yeah, no, you need tequila just to cleanse the palate after hanging out with him, you know.
Let's leave
You
it
look
at
healthy for it though, man.
let's just say, well, let's just say that we started tracking the record the night after a Frazier Grindler debacle, and it made a good record.
Good.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I think we gotta leave it at that.
Cool.
Will I treat you good?